The project is called Stargazer, and it's an app for you to know it all about your favorite celebrity. Let me tell you a little bit about the timeline and document my stages from start to finish. So we designed a sprint plan to do 7 weeks of sprints, starting with research, moving through ideation, a wireframe, and eventually hitting this pixel-perfect UI, and then iterating with the developer. So week one was research, interviews, and hypothesis testing. Weeks 2 to 3 were wireframes. Weeks 4 to 5 are prototypes, and then weeks 5 to 7 are talking with developers and iterating with the developer on board. We started with user interviews. We wanted to find out if there was an audience of diehard fans that would be willing to spend time on a news aggregation app. We opened up our doors and we asked people to come talk to us. So this is our filter feeder survey. So this is the form that people see. It's just a couple questions, but basically if they indicated interest in wanting to sign up, then we'd ask them to indicate their first name. Do you consider yourself a fan of somebody? How much do you know about that person? Where do you follow them? And do you live in the US? Just because it's easier to pay people $10 if they live in the US. And then this tiny URL allowed them to show when they were available. So we just said we'd $10 thank you, little information. And we got all of our interviews scheduled within the first part of the week. And then this was our live interview form. So as we were talking to people on the phone, we did our best to fill out this form. We also were recording the sessions so that we could go over them together. So these were our questions. So small talk, we actually wrote that on there. Ask if it's okay to record, get general age. And then we made sure to ask, what are some examples of people you follow? This little bit was just to kind of make sure people were comfortable. What attracted you to initially following them? Getting an idea of what their fan experience is. Where do you go to get information? We're kind of trying to test our hypothesis here to see if people actively search across platforms or generally stick to one platform. What do you like most? What platforms you use? What do you like least? What kind of content do you like? How often would you estimate you currently check? Can you describe how you feel when someone posts something? Do you like to compare? If you could change one thing, what would it be? Let's pay you. So that was our general survey. And we gathered our responses here. So you can view the responses one by one. You can view them in an aggregated way. We use this information in a variety of ways, which I will discuss in a second. Bruce, the ideator for this project, he used to do journalism as a profession, and so he has a background in interviewing people, and he actually conducted most of these interviews. So Bruce did half of the interviews, and we recorded both of them, and we listened to all of them together. So since they were only 10 minutes, and we ended up doing 7 interviews, an hour and 10 minutes was time that was well spent listening to them. And as we listened to them, we wrote down on sticky notes what actions did people take, what thoughts were people having, what feelings were people having, and what insights can we concur. The passive user who kind of waits in their feed for information to come to them. We have an active user who is our target audience, someone who currently has to search across platforms, who really cares about information about their select interests. And then we had also people who had complaints about information architecture that we turned out. Those were our two main sections. Furthermore, we put all the notes away, we put them on the board, but with in mind of trying to center around a problem statement. So we actually ended up formulating the groups into fear of missing out, aggregation of information problems, either not enough filtering or too much information, and a deep need and desire to have information about their person. We think that people are interested in celebrities enough that they will pay to subscribe to a service that intuitively, accurately, broadly gathers information and presents it to you about something that you really care about. This is our empathy map based on our research. So we modeled this after a die-hard Grace Vanderwaal fan who is someone who we interviewed. So we went through and we empathized with this user. So what do they think and feel? What do they hear? What do they say and do? What do they see? What are some of their pains and gains? Overall, just to summarize, some of the thoughts are kind of, I'm scared of missing something that she does. I feel the need to protect her on online forums. I need to participate in her life. Sometimes I wonder if I'm the only one out there who loves her. What do I hear? I listen to music regularly that Grace produces. I go through old music. I listen to interviews. I want to hear her in person. What do I see? YouTube videos, Instagram. I see recommended videos and recommended posts that are similar to hers. What do I say and do? I actively follow her. I'm hooked on her. It's taken over my life. We are looking for these diehard fans. So this is our target audience. Pains and gains. Ultimately, we want our app to address these and provide a truly wonderful fan experience. So next step, let's talk about our personas. So our next step was to ideate through this research into creating features. So our brainstorming session was where we used our personas that we created from our empathy mapping and from our interviews and turning those user personas into user stories and corresponding features for each of those stories. So just to start, our 3 personas are kind of summarized up here. Roger, he is an older guy, he's a father, a software developer, he's an active fan, bordering on the obsessive. He just has a really deep sense of connection with his celebrity. He checks for updates several times a day, actively comments on message boards. He finds the story of this person that he follows very relatable, and he just feels a need to know all new information about her, and he feels really excited when new information is posted. So Roger, he searches for updates. He wants to know what other people think. So the features that correspond with that, we want news aggregation, so all of this information on this person in one place. We want them to get notifications if someone posts, so we need really live, up-to-date web scraping. And then we want all of his consumption of this media on our platform. So how can we provide ways that he can consume this media on our platform and feel satisfied and not feel like he needs to search other platforms for information? He also has this sense of wanting to know what other people think about his celebrity, so he wants to be able to read the comments, he wants to be able to participate in forums, so we want to develop a chat feature for forums and kind of Reddit style, following hashtags, following topics, and furthermore, he wants a sense of camaraderie among other people who feel the same way as he does about this celebrity. So he's actually interested in making friends and connections in the chat feature. Okay, that's one user story, and that's kind of shows you how we ideated from that. Lisa is another example. She is more of a video consumer, and she's more of a passive follower. She likes recommended videos. She is a soccer mom. She has 2 sons. Some information about her. She uses Facebook a lot. She likes to short amount of information, but the option to read more. And she's a pretty busy schedule. She likes to be able to sort and filter information, and at the end of the day, sometimes just chills and watches YouTube videos. So we wanted to have the option to filter for video And then if you're going to have people on your platform viewing video, we want full screen viewing, clear paths to next video or next information, ability to open comments and description, but also a nice clean UI where it's not too busy, and the ability to bookmark and come back to. So these are kind of our brainstorm for this persona. And then Angelina is a millennial. She is young. She feels a sense of identity with her idol, and the user task. So she's trying to figure out what she's gonna wear for the day, and she's thinking of her person, and she's like, man, I really want to check out some of the I really want to get inspiration from this person. I want to check out what this person has been wearing. So she filters for images, looks at outfits, and maybe in our beta 2 launch we'll have a buy feature. But for now, these are our 3 personas, and they're kind of the features that we're beginning to think of. Really crazy, but this is our first page of wireframing. I think in the early stages of wireframing, it's really important to just use pen and paper and kind of step away from the computer, just so that you can really focus on your ideas and iterate really quickly, throw things down without getting too caught up on the details. So we basically designed this app to start with a welcome page, to have a login with Facebook, verification page, get people following right away, and then we've been thinking about our navigation. So we started with a homepage that aggregates all of the people that they're following, a little pull-out subscription bar so that they could see who they're subscribed to with popular now. The explore page was this little like world icon. It will help get the user interacting with recommended or similar people. And then we really want to have a really strong data science component to this app, so we are going with a track feature. Here are where I could put notes, concepts to explore, computer visioning. Do we want to pull through computer visioning through the web, or do we want to use a different ML model? Names that we were looking at, crowdsourcing. Do we want crowdsourcing features on our app? And then just kind of keeping with our center goals. Why are people fans? Can we organize this information in a storytelling manner? Can we allow people to express their fandom? Can we implement cool, cute languages throughout the app? Can we make it really human, really personable, really friendly? And can we use each one of these to solve a real problem? For example, the chat. We're try and create this sense of camaraderie there. This is just the second page, so this is continued from the track. So we'd like them to be able to view each of their people who they're following on this same pull-out menu. How can we create a rabbit hole within this data without losing the focus of the app? We kind of like the idea of Slack, how they have these threads you can follow, or they call them channels. So they're actually shown in the form of hashtags. Can we allow people to follow hashtags in general? Maybe the Slack UI can be applied to our app. Do we want the chat feature to be a menu of the people's names and then pull it out into the chat? Do we want Reddit style? Do we want Slack style? Do we want text message style? What icons will we use? These are all questions that we're thinking about in this wireframe. Frequent calls to action, yada yada. And then this was kind of more pages of the wireframe, different pros and cons of different menu organizations. Yeah, so this was a really early stage. Let me just kind of skip to a little bit more polished version. Hey y'all! So I'm on the stage of putting the wireframe into motion, and it's so exciting. So this is the early wireframe I made. So this is the onboarding screen, just with some plain Latin text for now. Sign in, email, password, sign up successful, continue to see your stars, click some people, alright, get started, And voila, we got some home. You can scroll up to load. You got some different persons you can view. Basically, we're having a home screen that is aggregated information on a person by person basis. So you'll be able to see your celebrities and scroll through this feed. So we want to help people filter the information. So we want to make it as easy as possible for people to see just the information that they want to see. This is the Explore feature. Chat, you can follow different chats on different characters. So this is one way we're thinking of organizing it with your friends here or people who are online and active, and then the general celebrity chat forums here. And then track some, data science heavy part, profile, your own activity, your bookmarks, information that you want to come back to. And then the pull-out menu here. This is our basic wireframe. We're still figuring out some stuff, but putting it in this form just helps visualize it a little bit better than the paper version. So this is actually where I'm at right now. I'm creating a A/B version of this app, and then we're going to go out and do some user tests. This time we're going to do it in person. We're just going to offer a few $5 gift cards, and we're going to just try and do like 5 user tests outside of a Starbucks, and maybe a little bit more, but basically have them try 2 versions of the app and tell us if they have any feedback, watch where they get stuck, see how they interact with the app, see features that they maybe would give us some feedback on. I'd use this, I wouldn't use this. And I'm going to go ahead and close out this video. Thank you for watching. I will keep you updated on this process. Week 1 was research, week 2 was wireframe, week 3 was wireframing, and now we're on week 4. So by the end of this week, I should be able to have our first polished prototype. And that'll be really cool. And we're on schedule, we're doing really well, and it's looking good. So keep an eye out for episode 2 of this series, my first YouTube endeavor. So yeah, give me a thumbs up or subscribe so that I can get some feedback on what you think about this. Comment below if you love it, you hate it, whatever. Alright, I'll talk to you soon.